Hey everyone, Dennis Kaye here with Belize Islands Real Estate. Hope you all are doing well this morning. I often get questions sent to me via email from clients or potential clients looking to buy and invest in Belize. And sometimes the questions are just so good that I just think it's worth it to make a little YouTube video, give not only this client some information that could help him out, make a good buying decision in the future, but also for other my clients as well. So this video is primarily about the rental market in Belize, and I'm going to try to make it as short as possible, while at the same time giving all you guys some good information on where to go to do some research and some websites that I think are really helpful, especially if you're looking to buy a condo in Belize or a home or vacant land and build some sort of rental unit, whether it be an Airbnb, VRBO, or if you're just looking to buy a condo in an area in a resort that already has a rental program in place. I think this information is going to be very helpful for you guys today. So this client asked three questions. Number one, how much of the year can one expect to rent such a property? He says, obviously, the rainy season is not prime time. Ambergris Caye isn't affected so much by the rainy season like parts of the mainland are down south because we don't get that much rain. We may have more of a tropical or a Caribbean type weather pattern, not so much of a jungle rainforest weather pattern like they have down in Punta Gorda and down at the Placencia area. So it doesn't affect us so much. But question number two, what kind of rent can be expected both per night and per week? And number three, what are the ballpark figure for expenses per month so you can kind of get an idea of what your yearly annual income might be. So what I want to do is just take you to a very good website. So it is the Belize Tourism Board's website. Let me just pull that up here for you. So that's right here. So BelizeTourismBoard.org. So this is their homepage. So if you go to a couple of the tabs here, for example, Belize Tourism, click on the Belize Tourism and go under statistics. All right. Now you can spend hours, days, and weeks here, but a couple of things you should pay attention for is just go to the tourism performance dashboards. Now, obviously, 2020 was a horrible year for tourism Belize. So all of this information for 2020, you're going to have to take with a grain of salt and understand what COVID actually did to the country as far as tourism goes. But you can actually see how 2020 compared with other years. For example, let's see if we can zoom in on here. If we go look at January 2016 to December 2020, you see all the numbers here for overnight arrivals, and obviously what 2020 did. But you get to see where people are coming from, how they're getting to Belize, and so also some really important numbers if you want to analyze occupancy rates and how much on Ambergris Caye places are going for example, 1, 2, 3 bedrooms. So if you really want to dive into the numbers, go to the statistics. Okay. And then, for example, click on the year travel and tourism mid-year 2019. That'll give you a good idea of what Belize looks like in an average year, not a COVID, not a COVID-19 year. So it's a 57 or 51 page report. So you just kind of go through. It has the arrivals by month, who's coming into Belize, from where, what countries are they coming from, how long do they normally stay, even what states. United States are coming down to Belize in full. What parts of Canada? You can see that there. Why are they coming? Is it business? Is it pleasure? Is it their honeymoon? Is it their anniversary? What are they stating as their reason for coming? Their age ranges. All right. So that's kind of interesting to know. So if you're going to be renting out an Airbnb, who is your target market? Who is coming? Who do you want to advertise to? For example, the success of a lot of Airbnbs and rentals depends on their marketing and who are they targeting. So are they targeting people who like to fish, snorkel, dive? Are they targeting to people who like hiking or nature or birding? Where are they coming from? So this is some extremely valuable information. Now, it also has how much they're spending when they're on vacation, how much they're spending per day or per week. And this is really good information. So let me just go here to the occupancy page. Oh, this is good. Let me back up one page. The average length of stay by destination. For example, you can see here if someone's coming from the US, how long they plan to stay in Belize, Canada, Europe, the Caribbean, Central America. If we go a little bit further here to the occupancy rates, I want to get there. Boy, just a ton of really, really good information, guys. Okay. There you go. Average occupancy by month, by region. All right. So, for example, if we go down here and look at the Ambergris Caye, which is this light pink color, you can make it out here. So we see January, it goes from 50, a little bit higher in February, up to about 55. In March, drops down a bit. But still, even at its lowest, we're looking at 35% occupancy. So on this chart, 2019, it shows between a 35 and 55% occupancy, right? And some other areas have spikes. Now, you might think this is kind of low, but actually, it's the way the Belize Tourism Board counts occupancy. For example, if a resort has, let's say, 12 condos, and each of those condos is individually owned, and only 6 of those are in a rental pool available for tourists, well, they still count all 12 as potentially being rented. So even if they're at 100% occupancy with what they have available, it would show a 50% occupancy at the resort. So what we've come to realize is that a lot of these numbers aren't accurate in the sense that they're lower than what they should be. So we know, for example, in the peak season, so end of December through March and April, a lot of the higher end resorts on island run at an 85 to 90% occupancy. Now with Airbnb's, the numbers are easier to take a look at. And how you can do that is if you go to this website called, let me see, called AirDNA. All right, airdna.co. You could actually take a look at the Ambergris Caye market. And what they've done is they have a website that scrubs all the data from Airbnb, and you can pay. It's a minimal amount, but if you're serious about moving to investing in Belize, it's very much worth it. But when you go here, you can see how many Airbnb rentals there are on the entire island. Are they entire homes, private rooms, shared rooms? When you come down here, you see the size. So you see how many are studios. We have a lot of one bedrooms, a little bit less 2 bedrooms, very few 3s, very few 4s, and 5 pluses. All right. Now, when you look at the rental growth, since they started keeping track from the last quarter of 2017, you see the upward trend here. Of course, 2020 took a hit. We expect that. And then here are the amenities that people are most often looking for: air conditioning, obviously, washer, dryer, washer, yes, dryer, yeah, you hang up your clothes, they dry pretty quick. Pool, very few are looking for a hot tub. So then you see the ratings there, the availability, the booked. Again, this is skewed because we're talking about COVID-19 and what 2020 did. But this website has a really just a ton of good info. So what I like to tell people too is that, look, if you're looking at rental income, there are so many different pieces to the puzzle that are moving. First of all, think like this: if I'm planning a vacation down to a tropical destination, and I've spent maybe an entire year socking a little bit of money away each week or each month to take me and my family on vacation, where is it that I'm going to want to go? When I go to Belize or when I go to Ambergris Caye, what type of Airbnb am I looking for, right? So first of all, I'm going to look for Airbnbs with great ratings. I'm in an Airbnb right now. So it's our 28th wedding anniversary. Steph found us this. It's only a mile away from our apartment, but we like to go and celebrate somewhere different. So we're in an Airbnb right now. But when we look at the ratings. Okay. So first of all, the pictures are nice. You got to have great pictures, right? It's got to be something desirable about the apartment itself, also about the area. For example, what is there in the area that makes this place appeal to you? So that's also going to come into play in Belize. So if you're looking at buying a piece of vacant land and building a single family home to rent, either a 2, 3, or 4 bedroom home, or if you want to have your own home and some casitas to rent, you definitely got to look at the area. Is the area desirable? For example, if it's close to Secret Beach, is it somewhere where people can go hang out and swim and enjoy and then go back to the Airbnb, whether it be right on the beach, or a second row lot, third row lot, or is it getting back, sort of inland? If it is inland, doesn't necessarily make it a bad deal, but you got to have something that makes it appealing, right? Something that draws people in. If it's on the East Coast, where is it on the East Coast? Is there things around you that you is going to set you apart from others? So, let me give an example. You might think, well, I don't want to be too far from San Pedro town because I think that would make it harder to rent. Not necessarily. San Pedro town right now is busy. In fact, it can often be crowded, hard to find golf cart parking in San Pedro town. When people stay farther from town, they like the peacefulness, they like how quiet it is. And heck, even if you're up north somewhere, let's say you're 9 miles up north, maybe even further, up in the Punta Azul subdivision, which is a good 12 miles north of San Pedro town, boat access only. You might think, well, how would my guest feel about being somewhere that's that far from town? Perfect. Who is your guest? Who are you marketing to? For example, if you're marketing to fly fishermen who love to bonefish, and all they're going to do is wake up and from the time the sun comes up, go out and cast the fly rod for bonefish, and they want to be in an undeveloped, just unspoiled part of the island, then you can easily do a Facebook marketing campaign to those individuals who want to come down, do nothing but fish and grill their fish on the beach barbecue every day. And you're going to easily fill up your place with those types of guests. Now, if you want to appeal to guests who have maybe families and they want to be at a bigger resort that has lots of pools, they want to have access to things like that, then you need to rethink your Airbnb, right? Then you need to be buying in a resort complex or an area that's going to appeal to having families come down, maybe with kids of different ages. So to keep those kids busy, right? So they don't drive you crazy. So you want to keep the kids busy and also allow the adults to enjoy themselves too. So these are my recommendations. Go to that Belize Tourism Board website, spend some time reading through the reports, looking at things like arrivals, length of stay, occupancy rates, average nightly rates, all that kind of good stuff. Go to Airbnb, look at Airbnbs in general. Spend a week, just look at different Airbnbs. What are the reviews like? What are people saying they like and don't like about these places? Go to AirDNA and get the stats, and then say, okay, I got a good idea. I think it's good for me to buy and invest in Belize and to take advantage of this. Ambergris Caye is a booming market. It has been, it always will be. It's the number one tourist destination in Belize, and it's going to continue to attract people who want to move there, live there, relocate there, and also invest not only in investment properties like beachfront, and if they can afford it, so some acreage even on the island, but also if they want to build just simple little rental units. But again, taking all this information into mind to see how best then you could locate yourself and position yourself for your maximum returns. Now, this client also asked about your fees per year. That can be looked at one of two ways. First of all, if you have a standalone Airbnb and you're not there to run it yourself, you're going to have to hire someone to do the check-in, check-outs, maintenance, cleaning, stuff like that. That usually runs between 15 and 25% per night of the nightly rate. So for example, if you're charging $150 a night, plan on 15 to 25% of that going for that management company, for those who handle that for you. Another option would be if you have a property that warrants it, along with the main home or main rental, I would also build a smaller studio caretaker's residence. And maybe you find a husband and wife team on the island who live in the studio, and it's a nice studio. I'm talking, it's nice. It's got kitchen, bathroom. It's fully fitted and functioning for them, so they can live comfortably. But then they handle all the rental aspects, so they get to live there in the rental unit. Maybe you pay them a base salary, but then they handle all the interaction with your guest, and they make it really special. So maybe they cook breakfast every day, or maybe a few days a week there's dinner included. Maybe they help to arrange all the fishing, diving, snorkeling tours, the golf cart rentals. Maybe as a couple, they handle the yard. They rake the yard every day, make sure it looks beautiful. If the sink gets clogged, they fix that. So So light bulb goes out, they change that. So at any given day, any given time, you got a really nice functioning property. And with that comes great reviews. All right. And the reviews are what drives your bookings up, so you get great reviews because along with the place itself, what really makes people appreciate Belize is the people and how they feel that when they're there, right? So rather than just, having somebody check into your place unassisted and, use the place and leave, at that point, it just becomes about the place. So if anything is wrong or is undesirable about the place for someone, then that might make it into the negative reviews. But if they get there, and even if everything isn't quite what they wanted, if they have an incredible experience because you've got a couple there or someone there that really goes over the top and making sure they have a wonderful stay, then it's just going to make for happy clients, and happy clients make for a good financial return. So hope this is helpful, guys. If you have any questions, comments, concern about this, let me know. Also, this morning I posted my top 3 vacant land deals. One was just about 3.5 miles north of town. One was 9.5 miles north of town. One was over by Secret Beach. Let me know. All 3 of those areas, all 3 of those properties rather, would make good potential locations for Airbnbs or rentals, or for just personal use properties for vacation homes, retirement homes, and the like. So check that out. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Have a great day, and we'll go from there. Oh, one more thing. If you want to get me on a Zoom call, just buy me coffee. Hit me up on the link below. Steph and I appreciate your support. The coffee allows me to have enough energy to open up a window of time for you to get on a Zoom call, talk about your questions, comments, concerns about starting your new life in Belize. And I'd be happy to help you along the way if you just keep me a little caffeinated. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon.